Hey everybody, I'm going to be harvesting a little bit of our garlic this afternoon, so I just wanted to go over how we do that. It is brutal hot out here. I'm not sure how hot, but we got to be in I'd imagine the mid-90s somewhere. There's a heat wave hitting most of the nation right now, and I guess we're no exception here in western Maryland. It's brutal, humid out today too. We had some serious storms last night. And typically I don't like to dig garlic when it's this wet, but this really needs to come out of the ground, so I'd rather dig it while the ground's a little bit wet than leave the garlic in too long. So here we go. Okay, this is our Metechi garlic, and as you can see, well, don't know if you can see, but we planted it on 10/27 of last year, 2012. This is the Metechi variety. And one thing you don't want to do with garlic is to reach down and just try to yank it out by the stalk. A lot of times you'll come away with a stalk in your hand and not a head of garlic. So I like to dig down next to the garlic, being careful not to hit the bulb, but making sure to get my shovel deep enough so that it goes up underneath the roots. And then I just give it a little bit of a pop until I see that whole stalk kind of move. And then I know, boom, there it is. That stalk, I can pull it out without having any problems. So I'll do that down the whole row here. Again, being careful not to dig too close to damage the bulbs. Sometimes you hit a rock like that, you've got to kind of change the shovel angle to get up underneath it. I planted these 8 across this year, and in retrospect, and for next year, I'm only going to do them 6 across. So now you can reach down, pull the bulb out, work the dirt out of the roots. Again, this is a little wetter than I'd like it to be, but again, these bulbs are ready, so I wanted to get them out of the ground. And get most of that dirt out. And then I'm just going to set it off to the side while I get all the others out. And I try to brush a lot of the dirt off, but you don't want to damage the exterior clove wrapper. So try to brush the dirt off, but not so hard that you break through that wrapper. Because once you break through that outer skin, the chances of disease and contamination getting in and ruining your garlic bulb during drying is much greater. Bulbs of Metechi garlic, and I'm going to stack these up on the side here and pull all the rest, and then when I have them all together, they'll go up on the carport where they will dry overnight and then be hung for curing in the rafters. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these, and I'll actually turn the camera back on and do a round of German white here in just a minute. Patch of Metechi garlic, and now I'm going to go ahead and dig the first row of our German extra hardy, or as it's sometimes called, German white. It's a lot larger than the Metechi is, so I just want to get the first row on camera and so you can see what it looks like. Same process as before. Get up underneath it, give it a pop. Be careful not to hit the bulbs. Pretty neat. There's a big old military jet going over right now. I'm sure you can probably hear it on the tape. We're not that far away from, here in western Maryland, we're not that far away from the West Virginia Air National Guard base outside of Martinsburg. And they fly some mighty big planes in and out of there. It's kind of fun to see them come over the house every once in a while. So these are not two of the biggest, but there's the German white, German extra hardy. I'll get this whole patch dug, and then I'll take you up in the carport and show you what we do next. So now I've harvested the Metechi garlic and the German extra hardy. I did leave a few in, and I wanted to show you this. There's a couple of the garlic plants that I left the scapes on, and they've turned hard and woody, and they've turned upright, and they're forming a beautiful umbel at the top of the plant. Now when the umbel breaks open, like this guy right here, if you can see that, it'll have a whole bunch of little bulbils in it. And the reason I leave a few of these out is just because I like to see the whole life cycle of the garlic. I find the life cycle of all these plants fascinating. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now I'm going to take you up in the carport and show you how I begin the curing process. So here we are in the relative cool of the carport. I say relative because it is just unbelievably hot out here today. And these are both of the patches of garlic that I just harvested. One tarp has the Metechi, the tarp closest to the camera, and the one further away has the German white on it. Of course, there's many different ways to cure your garlic, but what I like to do is lay it out on tarps for about at least one day, maybe 2 days. And it doesn't get full airflow around it, but the reason I do this is the dirt that's left over in the roots will dry up, and it will become easier to kind of pick it out a little bit with your fingers. I like to do that before I hang the garlic, because once it's hanging, I find that task more difficult. Some people hang it right away, but this is how I do it here. At that point, what I do is I take the garlic and I bundle it. These big breeds, cultivars rather, of garlic, I'll probably only put about 4 to 5 bulbs in a bundle before I hang it. And if you look up, you can see this. I actually did a video prior to this one. This is our Jian garlic, which has already been hung to dry, to cure. And I hang these about 4 inches apart, and I use one long string and then one short string, and that gives me more, I can get more garlic in over a particular linear area than if I just had them all hung at the same level, and I still get really good airflow because the bunches of bulbs are offset. So there's some Jian that's already starting to cure. Now this Metechi in German white, I'll do the same thing with it in a day or two, and it'll be left to cure for about anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, really, until it's done. And over that time, the bulb will lose a lot of its moisture. The wrappers will form a kind of a protective covering over the individual cloves, which helps and adds to the storage life of the garlic. None of these hardneck variety garlic store quite as long as the softneck varieties, but in my humble opinion, I think they taste a whole lot better, and I think most of the culinary community would tell you the same thing. These garlics, these hardnecks, they sell retail for anywhere from 10 to 18, sometimes $20 a pound. So they really are a pretty good bang for your buck. An added benefit is how good the carport smells right now. It has got a earthy, dirty, and I don't mean dirty, I mean dirty, garlicky aroma to it, and it's just wonderful out here right now. I think it's going to keep all the bugs away too. So that's how we cure our garlic, my wife and I. Please check back at Homestead Hangout for more videos in the future. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.